There was no offense meant, Mr.
Rawhide became a significant part of television history in the late 1950s, showcasing the rough and tumble lives of cowhands navigating the cattle drive across the American West. Among the cast members was a talented actor who, despite his brief time on the show, left an unforgettable mark. Tragically, his life was filled with challenges that overshadowed his promising talent. Struggling with personal demons and the pressures of fame, he faced numerous hardships that ultimately led to his untimely passing. The character he portrayed resonated with many, capturing the spirit of the rugged cowboy while reflecting the deeper struggles within. Rawhide not only launched Clint Eastwood into stardom, but also witnessed the highs and lows of its cast, particularly this troubled member whose life story serves as a poignant reminder of the often hidden battles that accompany success in the entertainment industry. His short lifespan raised questions about the cost of fame and the toll it takes on those who seek it.
Behind me. Oh, stop bragging. Ain't you?
Eric Fleming took on the role of trail boss Gil Favor, leading the cattle drive with steady determination and strong leadership. Clint Eastwood played Rowdy Yates, a young and eager drover who often found himself learning the ropes under Favor's guidance. Sheb Wooley portrayed Pete Nolan, the experienced scout whose knowledge of the land was crucial in navigating the challenges they faced on the trail. Paul Brinegar brought warmth and humor as Wishbone, the cook who kept the crew fed and boosted their spirits during long, tough days. Together, these characters formed a team that viewers came to know well, sharing in their adventures as they helped people along the way, confronted bandits threatening the herd, and protected cattle from natural dangers like wolves. The show captured the spirit of the Old West with a mix of action, camaraderie, and the daily struggles of life on the trail, making it a favorite for those who enjoyed stories of courage and friendship.
This is the army you were going to lead into battle, huh?
We were going to defend ourselves. I'm a very good shot.
Fine, we'll need all the good shots we can get.
Rawhide aired a remarkable total of 217 episodes in black and white on CBS, securing its place as one of the longest-running Western television series of its time. The show stood out not only for its longevity, but also for its willingness to explore difficult and sometimes controversial topics. Set in the period following the Civil War, Rawhide did not shy away from addressing issues such as addiction, a subject rarely tackled on television during that era. This added a layer of realism and depth to the storylines, making the show more than just a typical Western. In addition to these serious themes, Rawhide also ventured into supernatural territory, incorporating elements that were unusual for a Western series. This mix of traditional Western adventure with more complex, and sometimes eerie storylines helped keep the show fresh and engaging for its audience over many seasons. The combination of its extensive run and its bold approach to storytelling cemented Rawhide's place in television history as a series that pushed boundaries while entertaining viewers.
Well, what I meant was if we could play this double.
Among the many highlights of the 1959 television series Rawhide were its impressive guest stars and memorable theme song. The show featured notable actors such as Robert Culp, Bruce Dern, Elizabeth Montgomery, Mickey Rooney, Dean Martin, Leonard Nimoy, and Beau Bridges, each bringing their unique talents to various episodes. These guest appearances enriched the storyline and added depth to the series, attracting viewers who recognized these familiar faces. The theme song, titled Move Him On, Head Him Up, was written by Ned Washington and sung by Frankie Laine. This stirring tune became iconic, setting the tone for the rugged Western drama, and later finding new life in modern films, where it continued to evoke the spirit of the Old West. The combination of strong guest performances and a powerful theme song helped Rawhide leave a lasting impression on its audience.
That's one of the girls from them wagons.
Clint Eastwood held on to his boots from the television series Rawhide, a show that helped launch his career. These boots were not just a piece of memorabilia, but became part of his legacy, as he wore them again decades later in the film Unforgiven, which won several Oscars. This connection between his early work and later success shows how his career evolved while still honoring his roots. During the time he was gaining fame, Eastwood's personal life was complex. He had a daughter named Kimber Eastwood with Roxanne Tunis, who was a stuntwoman. This relationship occurred while he was still married to Maggie Johnson, reflecting a complicated personal situation alongside his professional achievements. The blending of his personal and professional life paints a picture of a man whose experiences both on and off-screen shaped his journey in Hollywood.
Sam, don't be a fool. Why make the same mistake little Sam made?
Rawhide stands as one of the most enduring Western television series in American history, ranking as the fifth longest running alongside other iconic shows such as Wagon Train, The Virginian, Bonanza, and Gunsmoke. This series captivated audiences for several years before concluding in 1966. Its popularity was significantly boosted by the presence of Clint Eastwood, whose role in Rawhide helped launch his career into stardom. After the series ended, Eastwood's rising fame led to renewed interest in the show, prompting networks and producers to capitalize on his success by re-airing old episodes. This strategy allowed new viewers to discover the series and kept Rawhide relevant even after its original run had finished. The show's lasting impact is a testament to its place in the Western genre and its role in shaping television history.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
I come because...
Eric Fleming faced many hardships from the start of his life. Born with a clubfoot, he experienced physical challenges that made his early years difficult. His home life was troubled as well, marked by severe beatings from his father. These harsh experiences left deep marks, including serious injuries to his face. After undergoing plastic surgery to repair the damage, Fleming did not give up on his dreams. He found work at Paramount Studios, where he was able to immerse himself in the world of film and television. Alongside his job, he took acting classes to improve his skills and pursue a career in acting. This combination of determination and opportunity helped him move forward despite the obstacles he faced. His early struggles shaped the man he became, giving him the strength to succeed in the entertainment industry.
I wouldn't try tearing it apart. It's been tried before.
After leaving Rawhide in 1965, Fleming pursued a career in film, taking roles in movies such as The Glass Bottom Boat and High Jungle. His promising career was tragically cut short when he drowned on September 28, 1966, while filming in Peru. At the time of his death, he was engaged to Lynn Garber. Despite his early departure, Rawhide remains a beloved television series known for its gritty action and storytelling. The show played a significant role in making Clint Eastwood a household name, leaving a lasting legacy in the world of Western television.
Partners. In a nice kind of way.
In a nice kind of blackmailing way.
Veda, you're all...
Rawhide, the iconic Western television series that aired from 1959 to 1965, invites viewers into the rugged world of cattle drives across the Old West. At the heart of the show is trail boss Gil Favor, a steady and capable leader who, alongside his loyal crew of cowhands, navigates the challenges and dangers of the frontier. The series is notable for its rich array of characters, including the dynamic and often contentious relationship between Favor and his second-in-command, Rowdy Yates. The inclusion of numerous guest stars further enriches the narrative, adding layers of complexity and excitement to the unfolding drama. For fans of the Western genre, Rawhide offers a compelling blend of adventure, moral conflict, and the timeless struggle between good and evil. The villains encountered along the trail are portrayed as genuinely threatening, creating tension and stakes that keep the audience engaged. Meanwhile, the heroes, led by Favor and his crew, embody a rugged charm and resilience that resonate deeply with viewers who appreciate tales of the Old West. However, not all aspects of the series have been universally embraced. A significant point of contention centers on the character of Rowdy Yates, portrayed by Clint Eastwood. While some appreciate Yates as a spirited and complex figure, others find him difficult to like, citing his disrespectful attitude toward Favor and a tendency to act impulsively or insubordinately. This behavior, including instances where Yates physically confronts Favor or challenges his authority, has led some viewers to question the realism of Favor's continued trust in him as a right-hand man. This divide in opinion highlights a broader tension within the series, the balance between character development and audience expectations for leadership dynamics in a high-stakes environment. Despite these differing views on Rowdy Yates, the show's overall appeal remains strong. Rawhide's portrayal of the Old West is immersive, with well-crafted storylines that explore themes of loyalty, survival, and justice. The series manages to capture the spirit of the era, offering both excitement and emotional depth. Whether one is drawn to the steady hand of Gil Favor or intrigued by the rebellious streak of Rowdy Yates, Rawhide presents a multifaceted look at life on the trail that continues to engage Western enthusiasts. In conclusion, Rawhide stands as a significant entry in the Western television canon, praised for its authentic atmosphere, engaging characters, and dramatic storytelling. While opinions on certain characters, particularly Rowdy Yates, may vary widely, the series as a whole offers a rewarding experience for viewers interested in the challenges and adventures of the Old West. Its blend of action, character conflict, and historical ambience ensures that it remains a noteworthy show for fans of the genre.
Come on, Bellamy, spit it out. Kevin wants to hear it, don't you, Captain?
It was.
As we close the chapter on the rugged trails and tense moments of Rawhide, the story doesn't end here. Beyond the dust and drama of the cattle drives, the real tales unfold in the lives of the cast who brought this classic series to life. What paths did these actors take once the camera stopped rolling? Some faded into quiet obscurity, while others found new stages and screens, their journeys marked by surprising twists and turns. In this bonus segment, we'll uncover the unexpected destinies of these familiar faces, exploring how their time on Rawhide shaped their futures and left a lasting mark on television history. Stay with us as we reveal the stories behind the stars, stories filled with resilience, reinvention, and a few surprises that fans old and new won't want to miss.
Where would be safe. And we walked.
Michael Pate's portrayal of Mitla in the 1959 TV series Rawhide stands out for its quiet intensity and depth. Mitla was a character etched in shadows, embodying a brooding complexity that Pate conveyed with a subtle yet gripping presence. This role, while not the centerpiece of the series, revealed Pat's ability to infuse even supporting characters with a mysterious weight, a skill that would mark much of his career. After Rawhide, Pat's trajectory took him beyond the Western genre into international cinema, with notable work in Australian and American films, including collaborations with directors like John Ford. His life, however, was not without hardship. Pate faced the challenge of being typecast in Native American roles, a limitation that both defined and confined his career. There were whispers of personal struggles with isolation, as he often worked far from home, navigating the loneliness that came with a life devoted to acting across continents. Despite these challenges, Pate maintained a quiet dignity, retreating from the public eye in later years. The last known details of his life suggest a man who lived with a deliberate distance from fame, leaving behind a legacy marked by resilience and a haunting screen presence.
Why?
Why what?
Hal Baylor's portrayal of Jenkins in the 1959 series Rawhide was marked by a quiet intensity that brought a shadowy depth to the character. Jenkins was not a leading figure, but left an indelible mark through his brooding presence and the subtle menace he conveyed. After Rawhide, Baylor's career took a turn into more rugged roles, often embodying tough men shaped by hardship. His life off-screen was less visible, but no less turbulent. He faced personal struggles, including battles with alcoholism that reportedly affected his later work and relationships. Rumors of brushes with the law and strained family ties painted a picture of a man wrestling with inner demons. Despite these challenges, Baylor maintained a steady presence in film and television through the 1960s and 70s, often cast in westerns and action roles that mirrored his own hardened persona. The last known details of his life are sparse, with no public appearances or interviews in his later years, leaving his final chapter shrouded in quiet mystery. His legacy remains that of a complex figure, both on and off-screen, whose story is as rugged and unresolved as the characters he portrayed.
It is up to you whether there will be much bloodshed and many die for no reason.
John Hart's portrayal of Narbo in the 1959 series Rawhide marked a distinct chapter in his career, showcasing his ability to embody a tough, enigmatic figure in the gritty world of westerns. Narbo was a character etched with sharp edges and a silent intensity, a reflection of Hart's skill in conveying complexity with minimal dialogue. After Rawhide, Hart's career took a less visible path, marked by a series of smaller roles and guest appearances that never quite captured the spotlight he once held. Beyond his screen presence, Hart's life was shadowed by personal struggles, including battles with alcoholism and financial difficulties that eroded his public image and limited his opportunities. He also faced legal troubles, notably a 1960s incident involving a bar fight that made headlines, further complicating his career revival. Despite these setbacks, Hart remained a figure of intrigue, rarely speaking about his hardships, which only deepened the mystery surrounding him. The last known details place him living quietly away from the industry's glare, with little public record after the 1980s. His later years remain largely undocumented, leaving a lingering question about the man behind Narbo.
Sergeant.
Raymond St. Jacques took on the role of Simon Blake in the 1959 TV series Rawhide, marking a rare and significant presence of an African-American actor in a Western during that era. His character, a dignified and strong figure, challenged the typical stereotypes of the time, offering a subtle yet powerful statement on race and representation in television. After Rawhide, St. Jacques' career was marked by a series of ups and downs, both professionally and personally. He appeared in films and television shows, but often faced the limitations imposed by Hollywood's racial biases. Beyond acting, he was an outspoken advocate for African American rights in the entertainment industry, which sometimes led to conflicts and professional setbacks. His personal life was shadowed by struggles, including battles with depression and periods of isolation. Despite these hardships, he remained a respected figure for his pioneering work and his efforts to break barriers. The last known information about Raymond St. Jacques points to a quiet later life, away from the spotlight, with few public appearances or statements. His legacy endures as a complex figure who navigated the harsh realities of his time with resilience and a quiet dignity.
They're gonna give me a chance.
In the 1959 TV series Rawhide, Stanford Jolly took on the role of the bartender, a figure who, while not central, added a layer of grit and realism to the dusty, lawless atmosphere of the show. Jolly's character was often a silent observer to the tensions and violence that unfolded, embodying the tough, sometimes shadowy presence behind the bar where secrets were traded and tempers flared. After Rawhide, Jolly's career continued largely in the realm of westerns and B-movies, where he became known for his villainous roles, lending a dark edge to numerous productions. Off-screen, his life was marked by struggles that mirrored the harshness of the characters he portrayed. He faced personal hardships, including battles with health and the challenges of typecasting that limited his opportunities beyond the Western genre. Despite these obstacles, Jolly maintained a steady presence in Hollywood until his later years, though he remained a somewhat enigmatic figure, avoiding the spotlight and public scrutiny. The last known information suggests he lived quietly, with little public record of his later life or passing, leaving a shadowy legacy that fits the mysterious aura he brought to his roles.
Howdy. Of course, well...
L.Q. Jones portrayed P.J. Peters in the 1959 TV series Rawhide, a role marked by a quiet intensity and subtle menace. His character stood out with a brooding presence, hinting at deeper struggles beneath the surface, which Jones delivered with a restrained yet compelling performance. After Rawhide, Jones transitioned into a varied career as a character actor and director, often cast in westerns and dramas. His work with Sam Peckinpah, including The Wild Bunch, showcased his ability to embody complex, morally ambiguous figures. Off-screen, Jones faced personal challenges, including a period of financial instability and the emotional toll of navigating Hollywood's shifting landscape. He remained a private figure, seldom drawn into scandal, but the shadows of hardship lingered, shaping his somber screen persona. In later years, Jones continued acting sporadically, his legacy quietly cemented among genre enthusiasts. The last known updates indicate he lived a reclusive life away from the spotlight, with few public appearances or interviews, leaving an enigmatic final chapter to his story.
You fellas don't know from beans.
Well, nobody's asking you, Brewer.
You had any sense, you...
Gregory Walcott's portrayal of Crane in the 1959 series Rawhide was marked by a quiet intensity, bringing a layered presence to a role that demanded subtlety amid the rugged backdrop. His Crane was not the loudest character, but his brooding demeanor and controlled expressions hinted at a deeper, often unseen turmoil. After Rawhide, Walcott's career drifted into a series of lesser-known film and television roles, never quite reaching the spotlight he once touched. His life off-screen was shadowed by personal struggles, including battles with typecasting that limited his opportunities and moments of financial instability that challenged his resolve. In the 1970s, Walcott faced a public scandal involving a dispute over film credits that briefly cast a pall over his reputation. Despite these setbacks, he remained committed to his craft, occasionally returning to smaller roles and guest appearances. The last known details about Walcott suggest a retreat from public life, with few appearances or interviews, leaving much of his later years shrouded in mystery. His story is one of fleeting fame, resilience, and the quiet endurance of an actor caught between Hollywood's bright lights and its shadows.
Well, of course you wouldn't. It's my back.
Clint Eastwood's portrayal of Rowdy Yates in Rawhide marked a defining moment early in his career. As the young, tough cowboy, Eastwood brought a gritty, silent intensity that hinted at the hardened characters he would later embody. This role was his breakthrough, but his path after Rawhide was far from smooth. He struggled to escape the shadow of the TV series, facing typecasting and limited offers. His career took a dramatic turn when Sergio Leone cast him as the mysterious man with no name in the Dollars trilogy, transforming him into an international icon. Off-screen, Eastwood's life was marked by controversy and personal challenges. His relationships were often tumultuous, including a highly publicized affair with a much younger woman in the 1980s that stirred media frenzy. He also faced criticism for his blunt political views and occasionally abrasive demeanor. Despite these storms, Eastwood remained fiercely private, rarely speaking openly about his personal struggles. Into his later years, he shifted toward directing, earning respect for films that explore complex, often dark themes. As of the latest updates, Eastwood lives quietly, continuing to work behind the camera, a figure wrapped in the same mystique that defined his early roles. John Ireland's portrayal of Jed Colby in the 1959 TV series Rawhide stands as a stark testament to his ability to embody complex, brooding characters. Jed Colby was not just a side figure, but a man marked by a haunted past, his presence casting a shadow over the dusty trails and lawless towns. Ireland brought a raw intensity to the role, capturing the character's inner turmoil and unspoken regrets with a quiet, simmering menace. After Rawhide, Ireland's career veered into darker, more challenging territory. He struggled with typecasting and the shifting tides of Hollywood, often taking roles in noir and psychological dramas that mirrored his own personal battles. Behind the scenes, his life was far from smooth. Ireland faced bouts of alcoholism and turbulent relationships that often spilled into the public eye, including a well-documented clash with studio executives and a brief, scandalous liaison with a fellow star that made tabloid headlines. Despite these hardships, he continued to work sporadically in film and television, never quite reclaiming the steady success of his earlier years. In later life, Ireland withdrew from the spotlight, his whereabouts and activities becoming increasingly obscure. The last known reports suggest he lived quietly in seclusion, avoiding interviews and public appearances. His final years remained shrouded in mystery, with few details emerging about his fate after his last credited work.
By golly, I bet he might. Providing, of course.
Don Haggerty's portrayal of Abe in the 1959 TV series Rawhide was marked by a quiet strength and a brooding presence that added depth to the rugged landscape of the show. Abe was not a leading character, but Haggerty's performance lent a subtle complexity to the role, embodying the hard-edged resilience of the Old West. After Rawhide, Haggerty's career took a winding path through numerous supporting roles in both film and television, often cast as tough, no-nonsense characters. His work was steady, but never reached major stardom, reflecting a career of grit rather than glamour. Off-screen, Haggerty's life was shadowed by personal struggles. Reports surfaced of battles with alcoholism that affected his professional reliability and strained relationships. There were whispers of a difficult temperament, which may have limited his opportunities in Hollywood. Despite these challenges, he remained committed to his craft, quietly persisting in the industry through the 1960s and 70s. His later years are less documented, with few public appearances or interviews, suggesting a retreat from the spotlight. The last known information places him living a low-profile life away from Hollywood's glare, leaving much of his story shrouded in mystery and unanswered questions.
No, we're not. Stay, please.
Gene Evans brought a quiet intensity to the role of Gus Cornelius in the 1959 TV series Rawhide. His portrayal was marked by a rugged, stoic presence that hinted at a complex inner life, setting him apart from more straightforward Western characters. After Rawhide, Evans continued acting, but faced a career shadowed by typecasting and fewer prominent roles. His personal life was marked by struggles with alcohol, which affected his professional reliability and strained relationships. In the late 1960s, Evans was involved in a scandal when a public altercation at a Hollywood party made headlines, further complicating his reputation. Despite these setbacks, he found occasional work in supporting roles, often in war films, reflecting his real-life military service during World War II. His later years were quieter, with little public information available, suggesting a deliberate withdrawal from the spotlight. The last known details indicate he lived away from Hollywood's glare, maintaining a low profile until his death in 1998. His legacy remains one of a talented actor whose career and life were marked by both notable achievements and personal demons.
Tired, dear?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm all right.
John Dehner's portrayal of Arvid Lacey in the 1959 series Rawhide was marked by a quiet intensity that lent depth to the character's often understated presence. Dehner brought a brooding complexity to Lacey, a man shaped by the harsh realities of frontier life, his eyes reflecting a past filled with unspoken regrets and hidden strength. This role, though not the lead, was a defining moment that showcased Dehner's ability to convey layered emotions with subtlety, setting him apart in a cast of rugged personalities. After Rawhide, Dehner's career unfolded across film, television, and radio, where he became known for his distinctive voice and commanding screen presence. His life off-screen was shadowed by personal struggles, including a long battle with alcoholism that threatened to derail his career. Despite these hardships, he maintained a steady work ethic, often portraying characters with a dark edge, perhaps mirroring his own inner turmoil. Dehner's private life was guarded, but whispers of strained relationships and moments of isolation surfaced in interviews and biographies, painting a picture of a man wrestling with demons even as he worked steadily in Hollywood. The most striking chapter came later, when Dehner openly discussed his addiction, a rare move at the time, revealing a vulnerability behind the stoic facade. This candidness earned him respect, but also underscored the loneliness that often accompanies fame. His final years were quieter, marked by fewer roles but a continued dedication to his craft. The last known information places John Dehner passing away in 1992, leaving behind a legacy of intense, memorable performances and a life tinged with both triumph and tragedy, a reminder that the man behind Arvid Lacey was as complex as the characters he portrayed.
Things I think might be interesting to them, things they might ought to know about.
Sheila Bromley's portrayal of Elva Calvin in the 1959 series Rawhide marked a notable point in her long career, embodying a character that blended toughness with subtle vulnerability. Elva Calvin was not just a background figure, she carried an air of mystery and resilience that fit the rugged world of the show. Bromley, who had been a steady presence in film and television since the 1930s, brought depth to Elva, showing a range that extended beyond her earlier roles as a leading lady in B-movies. After Rawhide, Bromley's career slowed, but her life off-screen grew more complex. She faced several personal hardships, including struggles with financial instability and health issues that shadowed her later years. Rumors swirled around her private life, including a brief, tumultuous marriage that ended in scandal and added to her enigmatic public image. Despite these challenges, Bromley remained a figure of quiet strength, rarely stepping into the spotlight, but never fully disappearing from the industry. The last known information places her living a reclusive life, far from Hollywood's glare, with few public appearances or interviews. Her story remains one of resilience marked by shadows, a testament to the often unseen struggles behind a career in entertainment.
But at least fight fair. I know I'm second choice. And if you cared enough about her to give her what I'm offering, she'd...
Eric Fleming's portrayal of Gil Favor in the 1959 series Rawhide was marked by a steely, unyielding presence that defined the character as a tough, no-nonsense trail boss. Favor was a man burdened with responsibility, often grappling with the harsh realities of leading a cattle drive across unforgiving terrain. Fleming's performance captured the grit and moral complexity of the role, embodying a figure who was both authoritative and quietly vulnerable beneath the surface. After Rawhide ended, Fleming's career took a darker turn. He struggled to escape the shadow of Gil Favor, finding fewer roles that matched his earlier success. His personal life was troubled, marred by financial difficulties and the strain of typecasting. In 1966, Fleming died tragically in a drowning accident while filming a movie in Peru, a sudden and grim end that added a haunting layer to his legacy. His death remains the last definitive chapter in a life marked by early triumph and later turmoil.
At least that.
You can do just about what you want with half of that.
Roy Barcroft's role as Adams in the 1959 series Rawhide was marked by a brooding intensity that added a shadowy edge to the show's dynamic. Barcroft, often cast as a villain, brought a cold, calculating presence to Adams, making the character unforgettable despite limited screen time. After Rawhide, Barcroft's career continued steadily, but his life behind the scenes was far from smooth. He struggled with typecasting, trapped in the roles of antagonist, which limited his opportunities to showcase range. Personal hardships shadowed his later years, including battles with alcoholism that strained relationships and health. Rumors swirled about disputes on set and financial troubles, painting a picture of a man wrestling with inner demons as fierce as those he portrayed. Despite these challenges, Barcroft remained a respected figure in Western cinema, his legacy sealed by his unmistakable screen persona. The last known information suggests he lived quietly, away from the spotlight, with few public appearances or interviews, leaving much of his later life shrouded in mystery. Claude Akins portrayed Aloysius Claybank in the 1959 TV series Rawhide, bringing a rugged intensity and complex presence to the role. His character stood out for a tough exterior masking deeper struggles, a reflection of Akins' ability to convey layered personalities. After Rawhide, Akins' career shifted toward a variety of film and television roles, often cast as authoritative or villainous figures, which showcased his versatility but also typecast him in darker roles. Off-screen, Akins faced personal challenges, including battles with health issues and rumors of strained relationships within Hollywood circles. Despite these hardships, he remained a dedicated actor, known for his deep voice and commanding screen presence. In later years, Akins withdrew somewhat from the spotlight, choosing a quieter life away from the industry's glare. The last known information places him living modestly, away from public view, with few details emerging about his final years, adding a layer of mystery to his legacy.
I've never believed in fighting, Senor Favor. When my father went to the hills to raise an army to fight,
Sheb Wooley's portrayal of Pete Nolan in the 1959 series Rawhide was a defining moment in his career, showcasing his rugged charm and steady presence as a seasoned trailhand. Nolan was a man of few words, but deep loyalty, often grounding the show's more volatile characters with a quiet strength. Wooley's performance brought a subtle complexity to the role, hinting at a past marked by hardship and resilience. After Rawhide, Wooley's career took a turn toward music and novelty records, most famously the bizarre and eerie hit, The Purple People Eater, which contrasted sharply with his Western persona. His life off-screen was shadowed by personal struggles, including battles with alcoholism and a turbulent marriage, which added layers of darkness to his otherwise affable public image. Wooley also faced legal troubles in the 1970s, including a notable dispute over songwriting credits that revealed the cutthroat nature of the entertainment industry. Despite the ups and downs, he continued to work sporadically in film and television, maintaining a cult following for his unique blend of humor and grit. The last known details of his life suggest he lived quietly in Texas, away from the spotlight, until his death in 2003. His legacy remains a mix of enigmatic charm and troubled genius, a figure who embodied the American West both on and off the screen.
You heard what the young man said, Goyo. That will be quite enough.
Rawhide remains a classic that shaped television westerns and touched many lives. Eric Fleming's intense portrayal of Gil Favor brought a strong, steady presence to the trail, while Clint Eastwood's Rowdy Yates evolved from a young, eager cowboy into a star who faced ups and downs before becoming a Hollywood legend. Behind the scenes, Fleming struggled with typecasting and tragically died in a rafting accident in 1966, cutting short a promising career. Eastwood, on the other hand, overcame early career challenges and became one of the most iconic figures in film history. The series captured the grit and spirit of the American West, reflecting both the hardships and camaraderie of life on the trail. Did you watch Rawhide during your childhood? What memories or stories do you associate with the show? Share your experiences in the comments below, and let's keep the spirit of Rawhide alive together.
Sheep went up the west side, and we took the east.
That'd be fine. There's plenty of grass on both sides.
No.